Fabius Bile, once the chief apothecary of the Emperor's children, became a monster obsessed with surpassing even the Emperor himself. Known as the Clone Lord and the Man-Flayer, he twisted flesh and soul alike, cloning worlds, flaying his enemies and reshaping life into his own vile image. Banished even by his own legion, he now stalks the Eye of Terror, trading forbidden science for power, cloning himself endlessly to escape death, and hunting the gene seed of Primarchs to perfect humanity, or end it. Welcome lore lovers to Liandrug, where the dark corners of Warhammer's galaxy are revealed and every legend bleeds with truth and horror alike. Today, we dive into the twisted genius of Fabius Bile, the Primogenitor, the Man-Flayer, the Spider. They once called him Fabius Bile, though across the ages his name has taken many forms: the Clone Lord, the Primogenitor, the Man-Flayer, the Spider. Once he served as chief apothecary of the Emperor's children, a master of flesh and gene, sworn to perfect the human form. But his ambition soon outgrew loyalty. Now he wanders the stars as a Chaos Lord, obsessed with surpassing even the Emperor's divine craft, to shape life itself into something greater, something under his dominion. Through countless worlds, his presence is marked by ruin and mutation. On a Demonar, he became the Chem Master, poisoning the very air until the people were forced to breathe his twisted serums or choke on the toxins he had wrought. In the Bray system and upon Arden 9, they called him Man-Flayer, for he draped himself in the skins of those who defied him, a grotesque cloak borne by the broken survivors who trailed behind him, their flesh flayed, their lives bound to his horror. Among the broken hives of Warhammer 5, the desperate tribes whisper his name with dread, the Clone Lord. There he grew perfect replicas of every firstborn child within his vats, replacing them with obedient doubles molded to his will. Through this act of silent usurpation, he plunged the world into shadow, guiding its fall with a surgeon's precision. Yet, to Fabius himself, no title carries the weight of his own genius more than Primogenitor. In his eyes, he is the true heir to the Emperor's art, the living echo of that divine mastery over flesh and gene. He boasts of uncovering the Emperor's earliest experiments, the forgotten methods of replication used to forge the Primarchs and the first Space Marines in the Age of Unification. Every world that has known his touch bears the scars of his work: twisted offspring, malformed hybrids, and unholy constructs left to wander in agony. His name is spoken as a curse by the High Lords of Terra and the Apothecaries of the Adeptus Astartes, for they believe his vile experiments have infected humanity's very blood, seeding corruption across generations. And deep within the shadows of the Imperium, there are those who revere him instead, chaos cults that hail him as Pater Mutatis, the father of change, the progenitor of every mutant that crawls beneath mankind's shining cities. It is a title Fabius Bile accepts with a smile, never denying what he knows to be true. Across the stars, the name Fabius Bile is spoken with venom, a pariah not only to the Imperium but even to his own fallen kin. Once a proud son of the Emperor's children, his obsession was never with destruction, but with the fragile spark of life itself. During the madness of the Horus Heresy, his curiosity took a darker turn. It was Bile who rewired the minds of his legion, heightening every sense, binding pleasure and pain together with each heartbeat. Each wound became ecstasy. Through his craft, the Emperor's children sank deeper into the worship of Slaanesh, their fall sealed in the waves of blissful corruption. Before the War Master's final defeat, Bile fled Terra with a host of his warped creations, carving a bloody path through the shattered realms of mankind. He sold his genius to the desperate and the damned, trading his knowledge for captives, gene samples, and relics of forgotten science. Yet those who welcomed his aid soon regretted it, for his gifts left armies broken, bodies remade into monstrosities, and worlds emptied of life. Even the most depraved of warlords recoiled from the horrors he wrought. In time, Bile's wanderings drew him into the Eye of Terror itself, the heart of chaos. There, amidst the swirling madness of the warp, he established his lair upon a forsaken crown world, a relic of the ancient Eldari now warped beyond recognition. From that shadowed domain, he bartered his abominable skills to the champions of chaos, offering them restoration and mutation alike. cures that were curses in disguise. Hey lore lovers, if you are enjoying this descent into the madness of Fabius Bile, don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps this channel grow and lets me bring you even more stories from the dark heart of the Warhammer universe. Most who fall beneath Fabius Bile's scalpel do not survive his attention. Those who do often emerge, twisted beyond recognition, their bodies remade into grotesque parodies of strength. Yet from these horrors are born his masterpieces, the beings he calls the new men, creatures of power far beyond any mortal's reach, embodiments of his deranged vision of perfection. Within the Eye of Terror, the shattered remnants of the traitor legions depend on Bile's foul craft. His alchemy and biosorcery can turn a broken warband into a force of terror, his vat-born soldiers and clones marching in the hundreds across cursed battlefields. But among his many arts, one skill remains most prized, the ancient knowledge he once honed as an apothecary of the Emperor's children, the extraction and preservation of the sacred progenoid glands, the key to creating new space marines. Without him, the ranks of chaos would wither, their eternal war slowly dying away. Bile's mastery has brought him uneasy power. The demon Primarchs themselves have dealt with him, each seeking his aid, none trusting him. Ever cunning, he bargains with all and serves none, spinning a web of influence that stretches across the Eye of Terror and into the dark beyond. In the age of the Great Rift, his ambitions grew even bolder. He now hunts the new warriors of the Imperium, the Primaris Space Marines, seeking to dissect their secrets and claim their perfected gene stock. Yet his greatest desire lies still unfulfilled, to capture and unravel the genetic legacy of Robot Guilliman, the returned Primarch himself. But even the Master of Flesh is not free from decay. The ancient plague that once tainted the gene seed of the Emperor's children still festers within him, rotting his body from within. To defy death, he has turned his own science upon himself, growing endless clones to house his mind. Century after century, he transfers his brain into these new vessels, a mockery of immortality sustained by his own abominations. Thus ends another tale from the depths of the galaxy's despair, where flesh, fate, and ambition intertwine. If you enjoyed uncovering the story of Fabius Bile, make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and join our Discord to help build a warm, cozy community of lore lovers where we can dive even deeper into the stories of Warhammer and beyond. Until next time, stay curious, stay vigilant, and remember, perfection always comes at a price.